Well, welcome to Love vs. Hate. My name is Anne, and I am your typical nerd.
And I'm Emily, and I am the mainstream millennial.
And on this podcast, we like to talk about things in our life that we love and that we hate.
And I usually have way better taste than Anne, and she just doesn't agree.
I think I have the better taste. Not fair to just assume that yours is better.
I guess we'll have to see this episode.
Today we're actually going to be talking about some YouTubers that we like and that we find interesting. And Emily has been giving me this look every time we've brought it up, and she's sounded so excited to show me. I have no idea what I'm in for.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We're going to find out together. And I actually think the YouTuber that I've picked, Emily, is really going to enjoy. And I think all of our listeners will enjoy too. So I'm kind of excited about it. But before we get into it, I actually discovered this fun topic that I'm really curious to talk to Emily about. So Emily, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay? Do you know...
The Limit Does Not Exist. Name that movie.
The Limit Does Not Exist. I'm going to say...
She's not going to get it right.
Lizzie McGuire movie.
Nope. It's Mean Girls.
Oh, well, I was on the right track.
All right, back to
my topic. So, what do you think nuclear semiotics is?
What?
What do you think nuclear semiotics? What do you think that means?
Well, semi means half.
True.
Otics, I don't know what that means. Something scientific or mathematical.
Okay, so what do you think nuclear semiotics is with that deduction?
Half of an explosion.
Ooh, not a bad guess. Completely wrong. So nuclear semiotics is this idea of how do we convey in the future, like semiotics basically, I'll give you the definition first. So that's basically the study of like signs and symbols as elements of a form of communication. So also the analysis of like systems of communication, like languages, gestures, and like clothing and like that kind of thing, like how it all communicates. That's what semiotics is. So nuclear semiotics is this idea of how do we communicate to ourselves, like to humans far, far into the future about nuclear waste. Because what we do with nuclear waste right now is that we bury it. Okay, Emily, I know you this is like the topic that you don't care about. That's exactly why I wanted to talk to you about this, because I find it absolutely super interesting. So, we bury nuclear waste, right?
I can't believe that she texted me the other day and she's like, I have this really fun, like exciting thing that I want to talk about for the intro. And I was like, ooh, I'm so excited. And this is what it is.
Yes, it's very interesting. So we bury nuclear waste. And the idea is, how do we communicate to people 10,000 years into the future to not dig this up? Because nuclear waste doesn't go away. It doesn't, dissolve or like erode or, it just will be there for the rest of time. So I want to know if you can think of a way that we can communicate 10,000 years into the future of, okay, this is a nuclear waste site. Don't go digging. Don't try and, unbury this. Like, this is bad stuff. Stay away. How do we communicate that 10,000 years into the future?
You write, what's the word again?
Nuclear semiotics?
You write a nuclear semiotics Bible, and somebody will find it. And you give the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not go to this place and dig this up.
I'm so impressed you actually have said that, because so I was researching this, and a quick shout out to the podcast Stuff You Should Know. Highly recommend to all our listeners to check it out after you've listened to our podcast. But they were talking about it, and this is what got me on the topic, because it's actually a real problem that they don't have a real answer for. And they are actually, you can submit like ideas that you have, because the problem becomes language is out of the question, because we don't know what we're going to be speaking in 10,000 years. Who knows if it's going to be English, it could be a whole new language, because languages die.
Who knows if in 10,000 years the world will still be here?
That too, who knows? We don't. You can't use like signs or any kind of written language, because again, language could die, and like signs, even the nuclear symbol is not universal. So you just can't guarantee that if you put a nuclear symbol, that that's going to mean anything to anybody 10,000 years from now.
That's why you need to draw a picture on some rocks, and you have a picture of a person walking, then digging, and then somebody dead. So then they'll be like, OMG.
But would that just encourage someone to dig up and find out why they would die? Because
then if they do, then they're stupid.
Yeah, but it could be mass nuclear destruction for, you know, a lot of people. Maybe it's not just the one person. Maybe it blows up. But the reason I'm really impressed you brought up the religion one is because there was a guy who submitted that kind of idea of let's make like a Bible or something, because the thing that has lasted for many generations and for thousands of years so far in our human history is religion. That is like the one thing that has been able to, you know, across the centuries has stayed pretty consistent. And so I think that's actually kind of interesting that you came up with that idea right away. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Good job.
The nerd is impressed.
I am.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think it's really interesting, and I think we should try and come up with an idea, and then we can submit it to the nuclear semiotician people. I don't know.
What is your thought?
I don't have one. I tried really hard because I was thinking that emotion, like human emotion, is something that can be conveyed very well. But the problem is, which is I also kind of like your idea of the rock, but the problem becomes like we can't record a video because, you know, video.
I have a solution.
Oh, I'm so ready.
So everyone knows that vampires can't die. They live forever.
Uh-huh.
So the solution is that this vampire has to just stay in that area for his or her whole entire life. And anytime somebody comes to like try and do something, he shall be like, "Thou shalt not go past this line."
You shall not pass. Movie quote, what was it, Emily?
Noah's Ark. I don't know.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah, never seen it.
I know. Oh, it's so funny. So that's what I wanted to talk about. That was our little fun intro topic that I knew.
That was so fun and riveting. She said sarcastically. Just kidding.
I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting problem.
Well, I'm glad that I'm smart. And came up with that.
No comment.
All right, should we get into our YouTubers?
Yeah, let's get into our YouTubers. So, Emily, I know you've just been dying to tell me about this, so do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so I used to watch this person like all the time. I don't really watch her anymore.
Okay.
But I still appreciate her. And I actually went to one of her live shows like a couple years ago, I think, with my friend for like a birthday or Christmas present. So that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
So this YouTuber is actually, she has, I think, 2 different channels under different names. Have you ever heard of MirandaSings?
MirandaSings. I'm going to guess who that is because I have not heard of them.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm assuming she actually sings and her name is Miranda and the channel is her singing, but she's like really, like she's not horrible, but she's not good. But then she maybe makes like parody songs. That's my guess.
Yeah. Have you heard of Colleen? I think her last name is Ballinger or Ballinger. Ballinger.
Not really, no.
So that's her actual name.
Oh, okay.
And MirandaSings is just like her YouTube like persona.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show you a video from MirandaSings that I used to like really love, and everyone, when I was in college, everyone would like be like, "Oh, we would impersonate her." I'm really good at impersonating her.
Wait, do you still love it?
Still love what? Impersonating her?
Yeah, and also because you said you used to really love it. Do you still really love it? This video that you're gonna show me.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Yes. And then I'm going to show you a video from Colleen's channel that features Miranda.
So the two channels are Miranda, which is this persona of hers that she's created for YouTube, and then her other channel is like her in real IRL, like in real life. Okay.
But sometimes she like collabs with Miranda.
Oh.
She's really confused. So the video that we're gonna watch is called, I think it's called What's in My Mouth. She does a lot of challenges too, so she doesn't just sing.
Yeah.
It was published in 2014.
Ooh, okay, semi-recently. I mean,
It has 5.2 million views.
5.2, not bad, not bad.
Okay, so here we go. We're gonna watch. It's the What's in My Mouth challenge from 2014. She might have more, but I don't know. All right, here we go. Okay, so we just watched the What's in My Mouth challenge, and Anne was cringing the whole time.
I hate to be a hater, but I hated that. That was horrible.
Do you know what her, like, my most favorite saying by Miranda is?
You know, what's funny about this, I'm going to guess in a moment, but what's funny about this is I feel like you are constantly imitating her, and suddenly, as I'm watching her, I'm like, wow, I'm seeing Emily. Because you're always doing this weird impersonation, and I never really understood what it was. And now, wow, I feel like you've opened a whole new door, and I just have this new understanding of you now. But her favorite saying, let me guess.
I don't think she said it in this video.
Oh.
But it has to do with what you had just said. With you being like, I hate to blah, 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 whatever you said.
I hate to be a hater.
Yeah. Nope.
You.
Nope. Do you want me to tell you?
Oh no.
Heater's back off.
Oh my gosh.
Every time I watch a video by Miranda, I just become her.
Oh no. Oh, do we have to watch another? Wait, is Miranda different from Colleen?
Yes.
Okay, thank goodness.
She doesn't wear the lipstick.
Does she actually act like that though?
Miranda does. That's
okay.
Miranda.
Okay, so Miranda has this really... Basically, I'll kind of... I suppose I need to describe what I've just watched. There was a woman who had very thick lipstick on who was trying to do a mouth challenge by herself, which, for everyone who doesn't know what a mouth challenge, like myself, until I watch this video...
It's the What's in My Mouth challenge.
What's in my mouth challenge. I suppose what I was saying sounds weird. What's in my mouth challenge is somebody like puts something random in your mouth and you have to try and like figure out or guess what it is. But you're like blindfolded, obviously. But she was just by herself.
And it's usually food.
Yeah, she put all sorts of things in her mouth. But she was by herself and she didn't have a blindfold. And so she just would put something in her mouth, look at it, and be like, oh, I knew it was this. And she had a voice like that. It was really annoying. And she kept moving her eyebrows and her eyes got so big and she looked scary.
Isn't she just great?
No, I didn't like it.
Would you go as far to say as you hated it?
Yes, I hated it.
Okay, go down. I want to see how many follower or subscribers she has. 10.8 million subscribers. 10.8 million people love her.
I can understand, I guess, kind of, it's that style where you try and just be obnoxiously weird that people find it funny and then people like it. I don't think it's funny. And I just wish I could get that. How long was that video? Like
a couple minutes.
Like 5 minutes. I wish I could get those 5 minutes back to my life.
I just really like how she says her words differently. Like she was like, so I'm going to do Acapulco. Instead of like, I think she was trying to say like solo or a cappella, even though it didn't make sense.
I was wondering if that was like Spanish or something. But...
No, she's like, I'm just going to do an Acapulco. And she says lipstick.
It's funny when you say it.
Well, I get it from her. Heater's back off. All right, so the next video that I want to show you is, it is actually a song, so you'll hear Miranda sing.
Wait, is it Miranda or Colleen?
Colleen and Miranda. They're both singing.
Okay, because I want to meet Colleen.
So this is a Beauty and the Beast song.
Okay.
It's Belle, actually. So Colleen is playing Belle, and Miranda plays every single other person that she encounters.
Okay.
So it's really, really funny.
Okay.
And so yeah, let's watch it.
So can we tell, how do we find it on YouTube? Just search
Okay,
for...
so yeah, it's Colleen Ballinger, or however you say her name. So it's called Beauty and the Beast, Miranda and Colleen, and it's from Colleen's channel. So Colleen Ballinger, I think, is how you say her name. All right. So what did you just watch?
I just watched Miranda and Colleen, Beauty and the Beast, where Colleen was Belle, who, she didn't have that bad a voice. She did pretty well. I was impressed. She was normal. And then every other character was Miranda, being her normal Miranda self. And it was actually kind of funny. There were definitely parts that were funny. But I was disappointed she didn't do Gaston. Not going to lie.
Oh, I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, so I don't know.
You what?
What?
You haven't...
What?
You haven't seen Beauty and the
Haters
Beast?
back off.
Oh no, this is gonna become a bit, and oh no.
No, I've seen the play on Broadway, but I don't think I've ever seen the movie. And I don't remember the play.
Oh my gosh, this is like my favorite Disney movie. Well, Disney princess movie from like back in the day. But anyway, back to the video. Yeah, it was intriguing. It was odd, like, even though it didn't have the full version, because it didn't have Gaston and like that part and stuff, it was the longest version I've ever watched of that song. And it just like, it was funny, but at the same time it was very cringy, and the whole time I was watching I was just kind of like, oh, it's still going. But I will say I did kind of giggle at it.
She laughed. She liked it.
I did. I mean, I liked it a lot more than that other video, I will say. Would I watch it again? Probably not. But it was fairly funny. I'm surprised this has less views than the other one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
What the heck, people?
Well, how many people are subscribed to Colleen? Not as many, I don't think.
Oh, probably not. Let's take a quick look.
That?
Oh.
Okay, we literally...
Yeah, 8.64 instead of 10.
10.8.
But also, fun fact, Miranda has her own Netflix show, so...
Does she really?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm not surprised at how many people love her, but I will not be watching. Sorry, Miranda. You did not get another fan from me today.
Also, fun fact, Miranda's mom in the show is Angela from The Office. The blonde.
Oh, yeah, I know Angela.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we make this quick, since you mentioned it, real quick segue to...
Jenna Fisher's podcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
We had to talk about it at some point. Also, I do think that we need to make this a legitimate thing of #help Jenna find Emily. We
Yes.
just need you two to connect. You're her biggest fan. How does she not know that you exist?
It's sad, really.
It is. So we're going to work on that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Jenna and Angela's podcast. I just finished reading her book, and it was amazing. Loved every second of it.
Emily was telling me stories from it and stuff. It sounded pretty good. It sounded
Which was really funny. When I didn't know, I've never seen Blades of Glory, so I didn't know that John Heder from Napoleon Dynamite and Jenna Fisher from our celebrity episode were in that movie together. And it was just like...
We're making connections.
Yeah.
You know, the world is a small place after all.
It's a small world after all.
No.
Eder's back home.
Oh,
All right, well, those were my videos that I wanted to share with the lovely Miranda Sings. If you haven't seen any of her videos, I totally recommend just checking one out. If you want to check out like the What's in My Mouth challenge for a non-singing video. Otherwise, I really recommend the Beauty and the Beast video so you can get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. I would recommend
Because
that one over the mouth challenge.
I can't really watch her music videos because they're so bad, but if there's another person singing, then it's not as bad. So, and I think that one was really funny because she played like sheep, and she played like had speaking roles too. I did appreciate she would attach, because she was using for her background like stills from the animated Beauty and the Beast, and she would put little faces on some of the background people of herself, making just weird faces, and it was bizarre and weird and kind of disturbing, but it was also kind of funny. Yeah. So definitely go check that out. But now we're gonna go to Anne's YouTuber, which she says that she thinks I'm going to
I
like.
genuinely think you're going to like him. So I'm going to say his name, and then I want you to guess what he does. Okay, ready? The Odd1sOut.
The Odd1sOut?
Yep, that's his YouTube channel name.
I feel like you were so spot on with mine, sort of.
I was close,
Like,
yeah.
you're like, oh, she does parodies of songs. The Odd1sOut. Is it like one person?
Yes.
Does he talk about... Does he talk?
Yes.
Um,
You hear his voice. You don't see his face, if that gives you a hint.
Does he talk about... I don't know. I'm so bad at guessing.
Come on, like, you can do it. Give one little guess.
Okay,
I gave you a hint.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you hear his voice, but you never see him.
Does he show clips from movies that weren't in the movies and talks about them?
Ooh, that is a good guess, because that does sound like something I would like, but no.
Dang it.
I appreciate your effort, though, in guessing. So the Odd1sOut is a guy who is James. I don't know how to say his last name. It's like Rallison. Most of the time, he just refers to himself as James. So James is 23, so he's younger than us. And so there's not, like, I tried to do some research on him, but there's not a whole ton because he is still pretty young. But basically, he started the Odd1sOut as a comic series. He's an animator. So that was what I was trying to give you a hint towards. Because you hear his voice, but you never see him because he's animating.
Okay.
And he started out with this like comic, and eventually started doing YouTube videos. And then when he was in college, his YouTube channel really started taking off, and he was starting to get a lot of attention and a lot of subscribers. And so he actually dropped out of college to do YouTube full time. And he mentions it a lot, and it's pretty funny in his videos because he'll be trying to give like life advice, and he'll be like, but what do I know? I'm a college dropout who started a YouTube channel. So he's pretty funny. He's comedic. And like I said, he started a comic series, and then which was the Odd1sOut, and then kind of continued it. And they're meant to be very comedic, and they're stories from his real life. So he's just kind of, he might give an opinion on something, or he might tell a story, or he might talk about his family or his friends, like it's just general topics about him.
So is it already animated, or is he showing us the animation?
No, it's already animated. So I want to show you two videos. I'm going to show you the first one that kind of really launched his career, that a lot of people like is actually, I think it's his most well-known and also most viewed. I think it has we'll look when we pull it up, but I think it has around 56 million views. It's really popular. So we're going to watch that one. And then I'm going to show you one of his more recent ones, because it's cool too, because you see his style change a little bit. And especially because once he got bigger, he was able to bring on a few people who help him to animate. And so his quality has definitely improved. But there's definitely something about his early videos, even if they're not necessarily the same quality, that are still just, he just has really good comedic timing. And I definitely love him a lot. So the first one that I'm going to show you is called Work Stories, Subway. And so he used to work at a Subway, and so this is just him kind of talking about his experience. And it was so popular that he actually ended up making 2 more videos about this. They're all hilarious. I recommend all of them, but I'm going to show you the first one because that was kind of the one that got a lot of, like I said, kind of made him famous, really. So this is Work Stories, Subway, or if you just search the Odd1sOut Subway, that'll get you to the video. You ready?
Yes, but first, can I just say that I really don't like how he didn't spell one out.
It's called style. It's called cool.
I think it looks stupid.
Great. Emily, hey, don't hate.
Oh, but what would be the point of this podcast?
Yes, this is true.
All right, we're going to watch it now.
Here we go.
We'll see how much I hate it. Okay.
Just finished Subway. Emily, what'd you think?
I thought it was funny.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember everything that happened. It felt like so much content in 7 minutes.
Yeah, he talks pretty fast.
And my favorite part was when the alarm was going off.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, and so then I called the other store, and she was like, in her annoying answering the phone voice, hello, thank you.
I know, his comedic timing is pretty good. And I just like the way he animates. It's pretty simple, but it helps to really enhance the effect, and like it's just kind of, it's definitely good.
Yeah. I definitely, like, when this started playing, I was like, what is this? Oh no. It looked like really stupid, but it was funny.
Thank you. I'm glad you
So,
liked it. I assume you liked it?
the only thing I didn't like was how he said subway, and then he didn't like say that. Like, he eventually started calling it Subway sometimes. He would go back and forth.
Oh, did
So
he?
I wish he would have just, like, kept it
Oh.
with the name.
Oops.
But that's the only thing.
Oh, I'll take that as a win. That's actually, because it opens up with him just, this cartoon character of him on the screen just talking, kind of interview style almost. And that's actually a pretty common thing on YouTube. I follow a couple other YouTubers that do something pretty similar. So it kind of became the style of where you're telling a story and you're animating, of having your character just alone on screen, sort of describing it almost like an interview style. So yeah, it starts out a little slow because it's just him talking, but then he jumps into
gets into the action.
Gets into the action. So, but this was an older one. This came out in 2016. And he started his channel in 2014. So this was only about 2 years after he started, and then he really just blew up at that point. And I'm pretty sure that's right around when he dropped out of school and was like, yep, doing this full time. So I do want to show you one other one of his, though, just to kind of give you a little bit of range. And this is his most recent one that I just watched the other day. And I think it's really funny. And again, it'll kind of show you how his style has grown and how now that he has more people like helping him and doing his coloring and doing like more animating. So the next one we're going to be watching is movie sequels. So we're going to watch this one next.
Okay.
All right, Emily, what did you think of the movie sequels from the Odd Ones Out?
Well, first of all, I was really upset that he hated on Lion King 2. That's my favorite one.
But I know it's so funny because he kind of talks about that, how he's like, I know a lot of you think that it's like amazing, but I used to, when I was a kid, I definitely loved that movie too, and I would watch that one a lot. But I rewatched it semi-recently ago. It's pretty bad. Have you watched it like recently?
I don't know, but I love it.
Well, I hate it now, so not surprising.
Well, I feel like I didn't know like half the movies that he was talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like I hadn't seen them.
To educate you on. He was talking about Pixar and Disney movies, people. There weren't obscure ones.
But the ones that he was actually talking about, like he mentioned all of the ones that I had seen, but the ones that he was actually going in depth talking about, like I've never seen Penguins.
Okay, well I haven't seen that one either, but that was a spin-off movie from the Madagascar series. Have you seen the Madagascar movies? I actually haven't.
I think I've only seen the first one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I saw maybe parts of the first one.
Yeah. Well, I think my favorite part of the movie, or of the video, was at the end when he was like, when it clearly deserves a 10.
I know, he got really mad.
And then
threw the phone
when he was like, the only reason I made this video was so I could talk about my love for penguins or whatever.
It's like, there's really not a point to this video, but...
Yeah.
So overall, what do you think of the Odd Ones Out?
I think it's funny, but I don't think I would like personally subscribe to it.
What about the like style though? Like now that you kind of got to see, like, because he used to do all the animations himself, and you can clearly see from the two like the difference. Did you kind of like appreciate that at all, or were you kind of like, eh?
I didn't really like
notice.
Feel like it had much of a difference to me. Like
what?
I mean, I saw the differences, but I don't think that it really like added that much. I
mean, yeah, they like. It's still the same sort of style. It just clearly has a lot more like production kind of behind it, and so he's able to kind of do some like I really like when he animates his face sometimes, and he'll actually animate the whole speaking part, because usually he's just animating simple mouth open, mouth closed.
Yeah.
But when he'll actually speak it out, it's always funny because they'll like really scrunch his face, and I think it looks funny. Oh man. So overall, Emily, I think we need to give some life lessons that we've learned today. What did you learn from the Odd Ones Out?
To ask for extra olives if you like olives on your sub, because they'll only give you 8. Or 6, I can't remember. 6.
He says 8, but he looked it up later after he had made the video, and he made like a disclaimer. It's actually only 6.
Yeah. Good thing I don't like olives on my sandwich.
But I don't think there's any Subway worker who actually follows that. I mean, maybe somewhere there's that one stickler who's going to do everything by the book, but if that's you, listener, let us know.
Yeah.
It's definitely not me.
What was your life lesson from Miranda?
My life lesson was when you're going to do some kind of YouTube challenge or trend, find somebody to help you with it. Don't just fake it. Like, find a friend. You can find somebody to help you. That's my life lesson.
Miranda has like 6 boyfriends, so.
So why wasn't one of them helping her with her challenge?
They were probably busy.
Oh my gosh, you do her voice very well. I'm impressed. You also like the facial expressions. Our listeners can't see it, but she's doing the facial expressions too, and it's actually kind of impressive. Also disturbing, and I don't really like it. You can stop now.
All right, well, that concludes this episode of YouTubers on Love versus Hate. If you want to let us know any of your favorite YouTubers, we would love to like know what your favorite YouTubers are and look up your favorite videos by them. So you can let us know either by email. It's love versus hate podcast, love vs hate podcast @gmail.com. Or you can leave us a comment or send us a message on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook.
All the social platforms.
We got them all.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening. We really do appreciate you guys listening. And if you have, like we said, any feedback, definitely hit us up.
Let us know.
Let us know.
All right. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you guys we won't see you.
No, this is a podcast, Emily. They'll hear us next time.
You'll hear us next time.
Next Wednesday.
All right. Bye, guys.